guys ready for some comedy?
Yes.
I was afraid of that. Seriously, this is my first time ever doing stand-up. I've been writing for a few months. Been doing a lot of research on it and Googling the hell out of stand-up comedy. And one interesting thing that I found was that all the people that wrote about doing stand-up, they said you have to find your persona, you have to make your persona. And so as I was writing, I was also kind of juggling around ideas about my persona, and I think I came up with a pretty good one. I think I'm getting there. It's still conceptual, but maybe I'll run it by you guys. If you guys don't mind, I'll run it by you and see what you guys think.
Sure.
Cool. Okay. So what I was thinking was like this sort of like backwoods hillbilly who's racist and homophobic and just doesn't like anyone, and you know, he's kind of like this inbred hick who holds some remedial job at, I don't know, like an installer Dish Network, and has this like catchphrase that can only be taken as sexual innuendo. You know what? I mean, just even saying it, putting it out there in the universe, I realize that's a bad idea. No one's going to find that funny. But yeah, I'm just starting out, and personas, I just want to be me. You know, I'm no poser, but then I thought about it. I'm not that funny. I'm actually kind of sad, and, you know, not very good for comedy. I actually really love my job, and I'm not political, and so I might as well just quit now while I'm ahead. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
But yeah, in real life, you know, I'm kind of a mess. I deal with a lot of issues. You know, I struggle with depression, and my thoughts are just always on a spin cycle. So I'm a big insomniac, and I get social anxieties, which, let me tell you, for this makes it a whole lot easier. But yeah, I deal with fear. You know, I deal with fear of rejection and like I said, anxieties. You know, self-esteem issues. If you haven't gleaned by now, you know, and certain stuff freaks me out. You know, I get kind of freaked out by spiders or children, color yellow, flutes and Russians and gravity. Nothing out of the ordinary. I'm not phobic per se. In fact, I don't really believe in phobias. To me, they're somewhere in the realm between like Jesus and the chupacabra. You know, could be real, could be fake. We'll never really know, but in all likelihood, probably bullshit. I don't know. I kind of feel like they give you a little. If you give it a name, it gives it a little too much credence. It's too identifying, you know. Someone might be afraid to leave the house, and that's totally legitimate. But if you call yourself agoraphobic, that's just putting a big label on your forehead, and it's too much, you know. I mean, I guess people could say that I'm an arachnophobic, but you know, I mean, I don't go running and screaming when I see a daddy long legs. Me and spiders are chummy. But you know, so you give it a name, and it's legitimate. It's not at all ridiculous, right? But then there's palatophobics. That's the fear of bald people. There's actually there's folks out there who can't watch an episode of Breaking Bad because everybody's bald on that show. They can't watch The Shield, maybe The Commish. They can't watch Star Trek The Next Generation, no newer Bruce Willis movies. They can't enjoy a Vin Diesel marathon like the rest of us red, white, and blue-blooded Americans. You know, I have to assume they have like nightmares that like Daddy Warbucks, Sinead O'Connor, and Dr. Phil are like beating them to death or something. But it has a name, so it's not ridiculous, right? Well, not as ridiculous as hippopotamonstrous esquibadiliophobia.
What?
I'll say that again. I'll go a little slower. Hippopotamonstrous esquibadiliophobia is the fear of long words. Even the fucking doctors knew that it was bullshit.
I think I have that.
I'm so sorry. I'm not here to undermine you. I didn't hear that. But even the doctors knew that it was bullshit, and they tell patient zero, "Oh, you have a fear of long words? Well, we're going to name it hippopotamonstrous esquibadiliophobia just so that you can't even fucking say it." Now that'll be a $500 deductible. Get the fuck out of my office, you pussy ass ignoramus. So, yeah, we all deal with fears, and you know, I mean, who am I to to talk shit about other people's issues when I have so many of my own. And you guys may be wondering as of this point, perhaps with an empathetic air, Levi, why so glum, chum? Thanks for asking, I appreciate it. Even if you weren't wondering, I'm still going to tell you. I think 2 words will really sum up why I deal with what I deal with. Touchy uncle. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, not really. Board games. Yeah, board games. I guess touchy uncle seems a little bit more feasible, but hear me out. Board games, or as I like to refer to them, panic attacks in a box. I mean, behind their bright, shiny exterior with fun fonts and cartoonish characters, dwelling inside is pure evil. They're not board games. They're board lessons in the futility of trying. They are board examples of bitter and crushing defeat. I mean, just think about it. The game Chutes and Ladders, they should call that Shoot Happens. Because in life, shoot happens all the time. And when you're playing this, invariably, you get to the top, and you always hit that long-ass slide to go right back to the beginning. And as a kid, I didn't have the mental wherewithal just to take that piece and put it right in the beginning. I had no dignity. No, I had to ride that long slide of humiliation and shame all the way back to the beginning as friends and as family laughed at my failure. Remember that game Perfection? You guys remember the game Perfection? It's like this box that had a timer and gave you, I don't know, like 10 seconds to fit 100 little yellow squiggly pieces into the corresponding slots. They should call that never good enough, because you never were. I still, to this day, I have post-traumatic stress. It's like the opening scene of Apocalypse Now when Martin Sheen was in the hotel room, and just the timer is clicking away, and the buzzer is screaming at me, and yellow shrapnel's flying in my face, and the Viet Cong are screaming as napalm is raining down from the sky. It's fucked up. The game Operation? That was fun, right? That's not a game. They should call that blood on your hands, because there's a guy's life on the line and they send in the 5-year-old. And when you fuck up, you heard it directly from the patient who for some reason couldn't afford anesthesia. This was like some back alley Tijuana surgery thing going on, and I'm trying to get the butterflies out of his stomach. It's like, man. And I'm just working at it. My brother finally pulls me away. He's like, it's over, Levi, let it go, he's dead. Time of death? I don't know how to read a clock, I'm only 5. Even the game Jenga, that's just too much pressure for me. I'm shaking after I'm done with that game. I need a stiff drink and a smoke just to decompress after playing Jenga. The game Taboo, I love Taboo. I just can't stand the bastard next to me with that goddamn buzzer. I don't care who you are. You could be my wife. You could be my best friend. You could be a serial killer ready to snap at any moment. And if you have that buzzer in my face, I am ready to punch you as hard as I possibly can. And I swear to God, the next time I see someone using the buzzer as an electric razor, it's you! Do not play Taboo with me, okay? I'm just going to warn you now. Yeah. But if I see that, I swear to God, I am going to do hard time for assault and battery with a deadly buzzer. I mean, that person's going to be farting buzzes for the rest of their lives. So yeah, that's why I'm so messed up. That's why I deal with the shit that I deal with. That, and my dad. Growing up was interesting. It was pretty unique for me. My dad was a black belt in Kung Fu. I'm not kidding. This is true. My dad was a black belt in Kung Fu, which meant that his voice was horribly dubbed. This one was unique because whenever I would do something wrong, he would always make me take it outside. And having a black belt father, I learned different kind of lessons than the rest of the kids on my block. I learned how to properly take a fall if someone throws you over their shoulder, or how to break a man's neck with just 2 fingers. But there was one lesson that I took with me that I will never forget. And that's, during Halloween, if you guys go to a haunted house attraction and actually want to be scared and have a good time, don't take a black belt. However, if you guys go to a Halloween attraction and actually want to see Freddy Krueger get knocked the fuck out, take a black belt. This is not embellishing, this is totally true. I was like 10 years old and my dad took me to a haunted house, and this wasn't like